What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jeff. If you're new here, I wanted to talk about one of the biggest reasons why you may struggle with weight loss, and I don't feel like it gets talked about enough. One of the biggest challenges that I see with my clients in general, or just the average population that is trying to lose weight, is they struggle with thinking they hit a plateau. So this video is going to be titled How to Break a Plateau, and I think it's going to be super beneficial. I'm going to go in extreme detail and depth with how to break a plateau, how to know if you're in a plateau, and then why most people generally struggle with misreading the fact that they're in a plateau when really there are other reasons why they may be stalled on their journey. First reason why you may think that you're plateaued but you're actually not, you're only using the scale to measure your progress. The scale is notoriously deceiving, and it can definitely be frustrating when the scale doesn't move. So here's 11 reasons why the scale fluctuated, and this may be happening for you as well. Number 1, you ate higher or lower carbs the day before. Number 2, the last meal was earlier or later than the day before. Number 3, you ate more or less salt than the day before. Number 4, you weighed in earlier than the day before or later. Number 5, you had an unusually hard workout the day before. Number 6, you weighed in before or after going to the bathroom. Number 7, you weighed in after or before you drank or ate. Number 8, you are in a different phase of your menstrual cycle. In other words, ladies, Shark Week. Number 9, you are under more or less stress. Number 10, you are sleeping better or worse. And number 11, you literally ate your whole pantry. So these are some reasons why the scale fluctuates. Okay, so you can see that's 11 reasons. There's actually a whole lot more, and there's science to back this up. So you can see the scale is not always going to give you the whole picture. It doesn't just tell you how much body fat you're gaining or losing. It tells you literally everything. And very, very, very little of it has to actually do with weight loss. So I'm going to post a picture of me right here, somewhere over here, and it's going to be, actually I'm just going to put it up. This is a picture of me during a cut that I did. It was a little mini cut, 8-week cut. Now on the left, I weigh 184 pounds, and on the right, I still weigh 184 pounds. So why is this? Because this is frustrating, and trust me, when I was going through this, I was super frustrated that I didn't see the scale going down. But what I did see was a whole lot of scale fluctuations. So the reason for this, the reason I obviously lost body fat, but the reason my weight didn't change much at all was because, number 1, I was eating more carbs on the right. More carbs equals more water, equals more glycogen, equals more weight on the scale. Number 2, I was doing some heavy strength training and possibly building some muscle while I was losing body fat at the very same time. So yes, this is possible, especially if you are new to lifting, or you have taken a long break and you're getting back into it, or if you're on a new program and you are getting what's called newbie gains. Now, I've been lifting for the last 8 to 10 years, but I have never been consistent. I have never been tracking my actual progress, doing progressive overload effectively, and I have never been consistent enough to actually see gains in the gym. For the first time during this 8 weeks, I was consistent. I trained 3 times a week, strength training. I progressive overloaded, which means that I added weight to my lifts every single week. And if I didn't add weight to the lifts, I tried to add at least 1 extra rep. And I wrote down and I kept a training journal or a training log that was effective. Even though my weight wasn't moving on the scale, I didn't let that bother me. I did notice some other things that told me I was making progress, and this kept me motivated. Number one was body measurements. Was the first thing I noticed, and specifically waist measurements. My waist measurements kept going down from week to week. I started at 37 inches and I ended this cut at 32 inches. So I lost 5 inches on my waist in 8 weeks, which is pretty crazy. Waist measurements are actually a great measure of progress because we don't carry a lot of muscle around our waist. And even if you gain a ton of muscle on your abs, it's not going to really affect your waist measurements. Mainly what we carry around our waist is fat. So this is going to be a great measure of progress, and this is going to actually let you know if you're actually losing body fat, as opposed to the scale, which tells you if you're losing body fat, retaining water, you ate more carbs, you ate more salt, blah, blah, blah. It's a clear indicator that you're losing body fat. If this is happening, you haven't actually plateaued, and you should keep going on the same calories, same macros, same protein. Just stick to the plan that you're currently on, and you will continue to see progress until you actually plateau. If you want to know how to break a weight loss plateau, you actually have to hit a plateau first. So make sure you have actually hit a plateau first. If waist measurements are going down, you have not hit a plateau. Another measure of progress that I obviously noticed was my progress photos. Now, from week 1 to week 2, I didn't see any changes in my photos. From week 1 to week 3, I didn't see any changes, but other people started noticing changes in my body, and they started saying, "Whoa, man, you're losing weight." But I knew that the scale wasn't going down, but my waist measurements were. So I kept taking pictures because maybe I just couldn't see them for myself. By the time 8 weeks came around, I could even see the changes in my body here, and it was pretty obvious that I had lost a considerable amount of body fat. I'm gonna put a picture up of my online coaching client, Destiny. She worked with me for about 2 years, and she made tremendous progress, guys. And one of the main things that she did was take progress photos. So instead of tracking her weight, because the scale drove her crazy and we decided that it wasn't a good idea for her to weigh in frequently, we decided to use progress photos and take photos once every 4 weeks. So yes, we did do waist measurements, and yes, we did take progress photos, and this kept her sanity while she was dieting. This kept her making progress and staying motivated. So this was awesome. She actually made tremendous results, lost a ton of weight, and I'm lucky to have worked with her. She was an amazing client, amazing woman, just super positive, optimistic, spiritual person, just lovely person. Another reason why people think they have plateaued is they're not tracking calories accurately. One thing that is funny is that there's actually this study that was done that showed that even dietitians underreport their calories. In this study, there was 10 women who were dietitians and 10 women who were average women. They all had around the same body weight and age, and the 10 dietitians underreported or overreported their calories by 223 calories on average. The non-dietitians underreported their calories by as much as 429 calories per day. So this is a big deal, because if you take 429 and you multiply it by 7, that's over 3,000 calories per week that are unaccounted for. We know that in order to lose body fat, you have to be eating 3,500 calories less than your body burns per week. So 3,000 of them are gone out the window because they over-reported. So this could definitely be a reason why you hit a plateau, is not tracking calories accurately. Here are some hidden calories that people miss: creamer in coffee, condiments, ketchup, sauces, sugar, things like that. Cooking oil, even if it's the spray oil, if you're using the spray oil, it says 0 calories on the back, but that's not actually accurate. What it is it's 5 calories in a quarter second of a spray. So the back says 0 calories because these food companies, the FDA has allowed them to round down or up. So that's why they're able to say 0 calories, but it's 5 calories in a quarter of a second spray, which means that if you're spraying for a whole second, that is 20 calories, and if you're spraying for 4 seconds, that's more like 60 calories or 80 calories. Another one is vegetables. Even non-starchy vegetables contain calories. If you're eating a ton of vegetables, which I know coaches who will tell their clients, eat as much vegetables as you want. The problem with this is calories add up, and if you're eating 30 to 50 calories of vegetables at each meal, that is 150 to 250 calories or whatever of vegetables that were not tracked. And yes, this can hinder your results if you are in a deficit and you're trying to be in a deficit and you have plateaued. So that's another one. One of the biggest killers of progress and people thinking they hit a plateau is eating out at restaurants. Trust me, I was in the restaurant industry for the last 16 years, okay? I've been a cook, I've been a chef, I've been a sous chef, I've been a server, I've been front of house, back of house, all of it, dishwasher, all of it, you name it. And I know how these restaurants work. I have developed recipes for restaurants. They put a lot of oil in their food. They put a lot of extra fat in their food. They put addictive ingredients that make you totally in love with their food. They make you fall in love with their food. So yes, they're going to be higher in calories, higher in fat, higher in carbs, low in protein. Most of them are low in protein, high in carbs, high in fat. So it is hard to estimate the calories from restaurants. Even if you go to ones that have the calories listed on their website, let's say Chipotle, if you're getting a bowl from Chipotle, you don't know how heavy that guy's scoop hand is. So if he's doing a scoop of guacamole, and you don't know if that's 2 ounces, 4 ounces, 6 ounces of guac, which can make a big difference in your total calories that you get from these places. Even though they try to monitor their food cost and make sure everybody's getting the same amounts, people are trained differently, and so you just have inconsistencies there. And that's just the name of the game. If you're going to eat out at restaurants, at least eat out at ones that have calories listed. If you are stuck at a plateau, eat out ones that have calories listed, and you can at least estimate your calories from there. Another thing too is people are hesitant to track their calories with a food scale. They like to use measuring cups. The problem with measuring cups is it's really easy to underestimate your calories because we tend to, by nature, get scooping heaps of food. So this can really make a big difference in total calories. It's always a good idea to use a food scale, at least for a little while. If you find that you've hit a plateau, it may be a good idea to grab a food scale and just track your calories on the scale for the next couple days, just to recalibrate and reset your portion control. You are not being as consistent as you think you are. This is another reason why people fall off. Just because you eat in a deficit Monday through Friday does not mean that calories from Saturday and Sunday do not count. If you're a weekend warrior, or if you are super strict Monday through Friday and then Saturday, Sunday comes and you don't track, you do whatever the hell you want, you eat whatever the hell you want, this is going to hinder your progress, I promise you. So if you're losing weight slower, it's up to you to find out where you're dropping the ball and adjust from there, okay? Another option you can try is keeping a consistency calendar. Mark each day that you hit your calories, protein, steps, and workouts with a big check mark. Alternatively, mark off days that you drop the ball with a big red X. If at the end of the month you're at least 80% consistent, you will make progress. If you are less than 80% consistent, now you know why you have quote-unquote plateaued. Okay, so I've talked about all the reasons why you may have plateaued on paper, but if you actually haven't plateaued, these are the reasons why I just mentioned. Okay, so I talked about all the reasons why you probably have not plateaued, but here's what to do if you actually have plateaued. It's simple. You can either A, drop your calories, B, take a diet break, or C, increase your NEAT. So I'll explain. When it comes to dropping your calories, you can reduce your calories by another 5 to 10%. So if you're eating 2,000 calories, you can drop them by 100 to 200 calories. Do that for 4 weeks and then see if the scale starts to drop, if your body measurements drop, if your progress photos change, If they do not, after 4 weeks, you can drop them a little bit further, but also try these other methods. Another one is taking a diet break. Okay, diet breaks are not talked about enough, but if you are dieting for an extended period of time, such as 8 to 12 weeks, you may benefit from taking a diet break for 1 to 2 weeks. Bring your calories back up to maintenance and keep them there for a little while for 1 to 2 weeks. And then after that, you may feel motivated again to get back into your fat loss phase. So this is super necessary, and I believe it to be crucial part of dieting if you're trying to lose weight, to take diet breaks. Another one is increasing your NEAT, or non-exercise activity thermogenesis. This is going to be crucial for you if you struggle with getting your steps in, staying active throughout the day. You work at a desk, get 7 to 10K steps in per day. There's tons of ways you can get in more NEAT, or non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Here's a couple ways. One is parking in the back of the store. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. Get a standing desk. Take a 10-minute walk break from work. Walk to the store instead of driving. Pace while you chat on the phone. And fidget instead of standing still. Now, I don't know who the hell fidgets on purpose, but it may be worthwhile to do some fidgeting. Another thing too is caffeine may help you, give you more energy to be able to get in more NEAT throughout the day. I do notice when I take in more caffeine than I normally do, I tend to get more done throughout the day. I tend to talk with my hands more. I'm Italian, so we talk with our hands, and I tend to do a lot more animated stuff. So caffeine may help you if you're struggling with just being more active, right? In conclusion, most people have not actually plateaued. It's usually just a mixture of inconsistency, using poor measures of progress, or being impatient. If this is you, you are not alone. As a matter of fact, most people don't know how to break a weight loss plateau because they aren't actually in a plateau. Let me know below, what is your go-to way of breaking a plateau? Is it increasing steps, decreasing calories, taking a diet break? Let me know down below. Thank you for watching the video. As always, I appreciate you guys, and please